for him last week. And if there's a motion to adopt those, we'll entertain.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Minutes are adopted. Item number 1 today of new business, fire and police supplemental pension insurance policy. Mr. Holmes.
Yes, sir. You may recall, Mr. Chairman, that this came up on the August the 30th Insurance and Litigation Committee. There were some questions, and we had let Ms. Standridge escape, and I couldn't answer all the questions on my own. The police and fire supplemental pension, the mayor was 100% correct, is completely separate from our police and fire pension. It's not overseen by that board. It's actually overseen by city staff as an administrator and Cadis Bank as a trustee. And so this is fiduciary insurance to cover Ms. Standridge and anybody in her office that moves around this money. Currently, there's a fund balance of about $850,000, I think. And we actually just, either yesterday afternoon or this morning, got the premium in. And the premium this year is $5,480. That is up $14.
And how much insurance does that
It
provide?
is a $1 million coverage, which actually we have a little bit of over coverage.
Okay.
So
Any other
moved.
questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Motion is, or insurance policy is approved. Item number 2, approval of McCright's Ferry Road Bond Ordinance for Section 772 validation filing.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Holmes, back up.
You may recall, let's go back to, I believe, December of last year, when we passed a board ordinance almost identical to this to allow us to start the 772 process for what became the 2022A and 2022 bond B bond issuance. And so
Both of those economic development?
there actually
No, the water and sewer part was not.
one of them, only the A was. But we passed the ordinance similar to this. We have to pass this to start the process and get our validation filed. This allows us to start working towards a number of things. This does not allow us to go and take on any debt for the city without coming back to council. And if you recall, there was we thought we were going to be in a big hurry with the 2022A. Things got sort of delayed in April for a little bit. But if you recall, we did this, I believe, the end of December initially, and then we came back with the final bond ordinances and the rates and all the final details that council actually had to agree on to issue the warrants and go in and get the debt.
All right, so this is not a final cleared hot to issue bonds.
No, sir. And
This is to allow the validation process to start so that when that time comes, they can be classified as economic development.
yes, sir. And this is, we're doing this differently than any I've been involved in before. And actually, I think incredibly smartly and probably more conservatively. Instead of saying, we think this project is going to cost X, so let's go get bond amount for X, and then we come bid the project and project costs Y, either below and you've taken out more bond than you need, or above and now you got to figure out how to make the difference. The way that we have this timed currently under the mayor's schedule is this is for 70 million. We had to get a threshold that we're not going to go over. We've advertised for bids already. I believe bid opening day is October 26th. And so during this process, we'll see the bids, we'll see an exact amount, and then we can go to the bond market for the amount that the bids are coming back in. From a timeliness perspective, we're threading some tight needles, getting kind of 3 things with deadlines lined up. But I think it's going to be a good process that works well for the city.
So we expect to open the bids October 26th.
Yes, sir.
When do we think we would be pulling the trigger on the bonds? Late December?
Oh, no, if we want to thread your needle, we will need to have bond ordinance passed before we accept the bid award. So that will need to be at the
So
latest by the end of November.
Hold up for one sec. So I had a question about that. we have to have the money to award the bid, correct?
We don't necessarily have to have them, we don't necessarily have to have the cash in hand, but we have to have council allowing us to be able to issue debt in
Okay,
hand.
you have to have authority to raise that money.
Correct.
But the actual money is what I thought you were requesting. My understanding December is when the actual.
We probably, if we stick to the timeline, the way that I see the timeline going is that we open bids October 26th. The last day to be able to award that bid will be the first week of December.
December 6th.
Hopefully, we will be back to you to look to do final ordinance passage in the middle of November, hopefully before the Thanksgiving holiday. We would then go into the market, be able to award bid the first week of December.
And so we're hoping to file validation by the end of this week. That's typically about a 45-day process, as short as we can squeeze it. And so we're under the gun to get this done in time. There's gonna be ratings done in there to come back to go to the market, and then to potentially award bid December 6th.
And then if we stick to that timeline and we award December 6th and are able to go into the market immediately at that point, then hopefully we would close by the end of December.
And this is, and Council, I know you're aware, this is all refunded by TICRIC. This is all TICRIC
Right.
money.
I remember that.
And so I know there was some question and email and text exchange about any sort of ceiling limit we had on cost per thousand. I'm assuming that's a TICRIC issue, not a City of Tuscaloosa issue, is that right? We're just a pass-through. Their finance committee will make their own decision on how high is too high.
They're just trying to create a ratio of 1 to 1.25 in debt versus revenue.
All right, any other questions?
Also, so moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Bond ordinance is approved. Number 3, authorization to disperse from District 6 improvement funds. Mr. Fail.
This is for Caring Daves, who does a wonderful job in my district and for our community, and I'd like to make a motion to approve this.
So, second.
No, they appreciate it.
What do they do?
Oh, it's,
It's memory.
yeah, people with memory issues. It's very inexpensive because of donations, and I've just been impressed. They've got different levels, and they keep people active, and they feed them meals. It's a
Daycare.
wonderful program.
All right, there's a
Wonderful.
motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Approved. Is there a motion to adjourn or any other business? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Well,
Second?
yeah.
All in
second.
favor say aye.